Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel, where I share my spiritual journey, my healing journey, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything in between, and nothing but authenticity. And I want to talk about, you guys. I bear a lot of people's crosses that were not mine to bear, and when you're empath and you are down this, on this healing journey, like I have been in these 15 half years, and going forward. I bear it a lot. I was empath at a very young age. I had to, take responsibilities. I could talk about that in another video. I didn't get to really have a teenage life. I didn't get to have, all those things that you see, and I had to work at a young age, help pay bills. I took a lot of responsibility, and this is what, when you get to a certain point in life, you look back, you're like, that's what a generational curse breaker is, you know what I mean? An empath, you're constantly being the one that carries those burdens, right? And since a young age, I was worried about my mom, and I was like, I love them, you know what I mean? But they weren't called to break those, you know what I mean? And not because of them, because they're generational things and their trauma, you know what I mean? And I love them and stuff. But, so throughout my journey, and then you come to that cross, and like I fully surrendered in 2010, and I fully, ready to heal and start this journey. And I remember, crying that day, so hopeless, and I was ready, and so that the Lord led me down a path of healing path, and spiritual path, and finding who I am and calling, and learning to release what was not mine. I remember just being so in control, you know what I mean? Like, and these last 15 years, he changed that, through all the process he took me down. And when you're really genuinely just generous curse breaker, you're breaking cycles and patterns, like the same thing that my ancestors went through, but I'm breaking them, you know what I mean? Like, and the same patterns, but this time, you're going a different direction. So, and, you have to break the cycles and all that stuff like that. And so, and I can't believe, again, I'm thankful, you look back now when you're going through stuff, going through all this, it's not fun. It's, a lot of tears, a lot of inner work, a lot of shadow work, a lot of, one thing after another, you know what I mean? Like, and anyways, and so, but I've always just been, especially, when you're super empath, and that, you carry all these burdens, you take on things that are not yours, you know what I mean? Like, and when you're not healed, you allow all these things, you know what I mean? Or not because you mean to, but like there's a lot of things you're breaking, people please, all that stuff like that. And and then you learn all these lessons, learning, again, when you're breaking the generational curse of abuse. Like I broke, my mom was called to, and I was called to break that. And my breaking generational curse from narcissists, and then going through, you know what I mean, learning how, disrespectful, and learning to really love yourself, and God taught me that. And a lot of time, what he taught me is, through my journey, is I'm not called to carry no one's burdens but mine. I'm not called to pick up no one's cross. Everybody has, like I said, in our life, family members of mine, all these people in my past, like, it's not your responsibility to kill nobody. People have free will. Family members, doesn't matter who they are, you know what I mean? Like, and I have family members, and different things in my life, you know what I mean? Like that I would, in my past, help do this, help do that. Always trying to, in my past, for instance, I was always like, be scared. And when I wasn't healed, I think it was 2014, 15. And I would sit there, and like my mom died and stuff like that, and I would take on these burdens for my brother, and all I was like, oh my God, and let me do this, let me do that, or let me, pay this bill, or like, let me, I was always like trying to take what that was not mine, and hard stuff, you guys, like, and I healed from all this stuff. You should have seen, if you've seen it, and there's moments where, I come from a bloodline of addiction, I broke in that, you know what I mean, on my bloodline, and alcoholism was strong, and so I had to let people, my family, you know what I mean, like I couldn't take responsibility because of their, actions, you know what I mean, and that was my responsibility. It hurt because you see people you love, right, and it really hurts, and and I did that a lot, and I was like trying to play, it's like sort of a form of playing God, you know what I mean, when you're not releasing these people to him and letting them go, you're trying to play God in their life, you know what I mean? And like so I share, he taught me that really hard, and, you know, and I would cry, and I would weep, and, you know, because especially when you're unhealed empath, you're just like, it's horrible, you know, it's not good, you know what I mean? Like, and because you're taking on everybody's, and you're just a mess, you know? Anyways, and so as I healed that and healed all my blood, you know what I mean? Like I said, I'm very, very thankful, you know, and I'm proud of myself, and I had nobody but God in my life, and to help me with this, you guys. And so again, breaking all this stuff like that, and it didn't come from money or anything like that, you know what I mean? I have to do, and it was a choice I made in 2010 that I wanted to see change in my life, and I had to make a choice, and I had to make really hard decisions in my life, and, you know, that broke me, you know what I mean? Like, and but it's either you or being brought down, you know what I mean? And I'm valuable. Loving yourself doesn't mean allowing others to tear you down, you know what I mean? Like, if people choose to do things in their life, or like I have certain members of their addiction or their drinking or stuff like that, I don't like the way they're at. So you're not allowed me. You're not going to be around me when you're drunk and intoxicated and treating me horrible or whatever, you know what I mean? People, individuals, that's not tolerable, you know what I mean? And anyways, just things like that, you know, and abuse, you know what I mean? Like, abuse is different: verbal, mental, emotional, you know what I mean? You're going to treat me, you're going to disrespect me, you're going to put me down, you are out of my life, you know what I mean? Abuse is not tolerated, you guys. Like, and I came from a bloodline of that, you know what I mean? Like, and you know, that's not love, you know what I mean? Like, and anyways, but this is where God really healed me, and I've healed so much that I learned to let go of this, you know, and it's so amazing because when you really give it to God, like, and you let go, like, I feel the Holy Spirit right now as I'm saying this. It's like, and God's like, thank you. So now I could take care of them, you know what I mean? Like, I could, you know what I mean? The most you could do is pray, you know? And I have family members, I have a lot of things, you know, I could share, like, that hurt, you know? And, but I love myself. I matter, you know what I mean? And you got to understand that you matter, you know? And I know that I come across a lot of people I help. I'm very strong. I'm I help, you know, a lot of people and empower people, and, you know, especially to heal, and, you know, and I come across a lot of these people, and I see it a lot. And so, and to empower that, you know, it's beautiful. And when you really trust God, he will take care of better than you could ever, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, and a lot of people, I was like, you gotta let him go, and whether it's family, friends, relationships, you know what I mean? That's not yours to carry, you know? You are loved. You deserve light. You deserve, you know what I mean? Like, to be loved, you know what I mean? Like, the right way, you know? And then God has that, you know, for you in your life, to be loved the right way with the right people, you know? And I, like I said, you guys, I speak from experience. I broke all these things off my life, you know what I mean? And I've been through the pain. I've been through, you know, a lot. And it's hard to release the people you love, right? But, you know, sometimes love, I don't know how to explain that, but, like, you know, people, like I said, they make choices in their life, and that's what they want. They have free will. And you're living a healthy whole life, say, and they're partying, drinking, doing all this. No, thank you. No, you know what I mean? Like, and, or, you know, you want the best for people you love, and it's hard to see that on them, you know what I mean? But that's not you know, you got, like, it's not your problem, you know what I mean? Like, and, you could, it said, love people from afar, pray for them, but again, change, people have to want to change. They have to do it themselves. It's not no one's job. Again, a lot of people, like, try to cling on to me, didn't know, you know what I mean? It's not your responsibility. You can help and guide and give wisdom. That's what I do on my channel, stuff like that. And people want guidance. They want to, you know, lift their vibration. They know the steps to take. You know, God will lead everybody, no matter they know that God or not. But it is not your job. They will bring you down. It is not your job. It's not your job. You know what I mean? And I just share this. I'm so thankful, you guys. And again, I want to reiterate that, you know, and I tell myself I'm so proud of God. My ancestors are so proud of me, you know. I did this by myself with the Lord's help. And it's hard work, you know what I mean? Like, and it's not a joke, you know, and if you are someone like that, give yourself credit, you know, and remember, just speak life over yourself, you know, and, but yeah, God bless you guys, and I'll see you on my next video.